Well, I'm in a little bit of a surprise today. I know, right? So, hi. It is April, and it is April the 3rd. I started to say March, and that's why I meant sure I said April. It's April, and it's the 3rd, and it's about 7:15 in the morning in Colorado. And I, of course, as you know, always put these into prayer first. And I was looking at all my decks and going, no. It's kind of like one of those, no, go on. I'm going to use that one today. And I heard, yep, and another one. So this is going to be, I'm making sure that these are correct first. This is going to be a 2-deck read. For some reason, these are upside down, and they shouldn't be. So I'm just going to flip-flop them around the way that they're supposed to be. And I'm going, really? So I'm quite significantly surprised at the deck that I'm being told to use. I'm just straightening it out. I haven't used it. Well, no, I used it the other day, but I don't use it very often. And even when it came up the other day, I was like, no. But to have it show up here, that's pretty darn unusual. So I'm just putting my own energy back into it here, because like I said, I used it the other day, but I don't use it often. So I'm straightening everything back out. Forgive me, it just this caught me off guard, so I need to do this. Um, okay. Last time I shuffled it, I think I had them turned, one upside down in one hand and one the right side up the other hand. So let me get past the mystery of all that I just did. And we're going to be using this deck. I know! It's the Romance Angels. I'm like, you want me to use this one? Okay. It is created by Doreen Virtue. It is published by Hay House. I rarely, since I left the network, I'll leave it on the network, I almost never drew a card unless someone specifically asked for one. But it's part of the reason, being on the network, that turned me off doing romance readings. Because it was always the same questions over and over and over again. And I'm like, people, you don't need a psychic and you don't need a card reader to get those answers. Honestly, just be open and honest in your communications and in your expressions and in your feelings. But today, it was very clear that I needed to use this deck. So we're going to find out why. I'm like, okay, I'm here to serve. It's one of the things that I say in my prayers in the morning. Lord, how may I serve? And bring to me those that I can serve the most and help the most. So obviously this is for a very specific reason, even if it's not something that I typically do. Doesn't matter what I typically do. There's a message here for someone, and we're going to find out pretty soon. Those, okay, any others? All three in a group. And, no, okay, not that one. Haven't heard, stop. Is there one more? This one. Okay. Aren't you curious? Dang straight if I am. And wait till you see the other deck they're having me use when this one wraps up. We'll find out what that's about too. It's going to be a 4-card read from this deck. Let's go look. Okay. Well, it's a very pretty scene, and it's a very pretty message. And we're just going to go with it, okay? This is from God, His Son, Holy Spirit, your angels, your romance angels, to guide you on the path of love. And this doesn't necessarily have to mean partnership love, as in significant other, spouse, husband, wife, children, but it can also mean love of yourself and love of God and His Son and the Holy Spirit. But this first card is talking about you and a significant other. For it talks about honeymoon, and that you should take some time and remember why you fell in love in the first place. If you never got a chance to go on a honeymoon because of economics or timing or whatever it might be, maybe now's the time to start planning that. And if you have children, find a really good caretaker, because this is indicating quiet time together, quiet time to remember why you fell in love, quiet time to remember the peace, quiet time to remember all those wonderful flirtations that started the relationship off in the first place, those little sparks, those little sparkles. And this is a time to start planning it. Next card. Okay. Did somebody just get engaged and they're planning their wedding? Hello, we've got engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, so I got the honeymoon card first, and now I'm getting engagement. Is someone getting to that point of a relationship? I'm feeling that this is really an important message for you. You need to lighten the load and, move forward and find that commitment factor. But don't rush into it. Make sure that you have the same likes, the same beliefs, the same spiritual goals, the same financial goals, the same beliefs in raising children. Make sure all of those things are spoken about during this relationship time frame and during the engagement. Make sure that you believe in the same things. Doesn't mean exact, but that you don't have that pull and that disagreement later about how to raise children, how to discipline them, that you have the same money goals, that you have the same striving goals, that you have the same future goals. This is really important, and those things need to be discussed. Next card. This is very intriguing. Give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. Am I reading this backwards here so that we get to that? Now I'm really, really curious as to what the last card is and to see if that indeed should have been the first card. Give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. Once again, speak your feelings, but don't be bullyish, don't be judgmental. Speak from the heart and listen with the heart. Last card, and I'm wondering, wow, okay. This is going to get interesting. Last card. Finances and career. It's just what we're talking about as well. Your finances and your career, you're working so hard, you're striving to get your career goals going. Don't forget that if you're in a relationship, that has to come first. Otherwise, the relationship has no hold. And so you need to be careful of that as well. But I'm going to do something very unique and reverse the order, because that's what I'm being told, of the way the cards came out. So we're just going to reverse the order. Finances and career, your financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Remember that finances and career are all wonderful goals to strive for. You have to find time for each other on an equal basis. And that also means talking things over. In order to do that, it's asking you to give your relationship a chance to be able to sit down, and again without argument. And, I'm sorry, but ladies, if the guy's a football hero or a football fanatic and there's a game on, let him enjoy it. That's not the time to sit down and have a heart-to-heart. Guys, if your lady's in the kitchen with her girlfriends and having coffee and cake or whatever it might be, or she's bathing the children and she's had a really rough day, not the best time to sit down to have a heart-to-heart. Go fix her a dinner, go pour her a glass of wine, go help bathe the kids, go take the dog outside, take the trash outside. When everything is well and done, sit down on the couch, snuggle for just a little bit, and say, how can I help you? Those little things will mean more than I can begin to tell you. Because when you're in a relationship, this is when it gets to the commitment factor. This is when the next step is ready. This is when you've ironed out all the little details, all the things that are necessary to talk about, and now have a commitment to move forward. And with the engagement, don't forget, if you do have children, and this is not a time to take the kids on a cruise or go to Walt Disney. This is a time for the two of you to put away the computers, put away the social media, and spend some quality time together and renew and refresh the reasons that you're in love. Okay. We're not done yet. Somebody needed to hear that. And I don't know who, and it doesn't matter. I'm sincerely hoping that it resonates with you. Because there is another part of this, and I was guided to use the Life Purpose deck with Doreen Virtue, of course, and Hay House. It's a different kind of way to start my day. Okay. Let's see why I was pulled here. And yes, I like this deck a lot. Has a very special energy to me and can speak of so many things. You know, life purpose isn't always career or job. Career and job primarily is a means of survival. Doesn't mean that that is your life purpose. But I'm very curious. That one. Okay. Why this is being included. Oh, and there's 2 cards. Okay. Fascinating. Okay. I got it. All right, thank you. Next card that comes up is the Justice card. And I'm really feeling that this is something that you have as a cause, something that is deep and near to your heart. Doesn't necessarily mean the law, but it's kind of like the unwritten law. And that you stand up for those who cannot speak. You stand up for those that have received an injustice. I don't know whether that's animals or whether that's people or whether that's children, whether that's another country, whether that's the elderly. But this is part of who you are. And it is also part of what you need to give to this world. You have that gift of verbiage and of standing up and not using judgment, but using discernment to bring equality and fairness to all things. So listening to an open heart and make sure that the scales of justice are evenly balanced. Otherwise it ends up like this. And the world can become truly screwy. The last card of this reading. Okay. And it's about books. You connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. But I'm really hearing that you like to research. And I don't know if part of the cause that we felt just a minute ago, the whole justice thing, was a need to go to a law library to maybe actually look up a physical law or to protect yourself or shield yourself. But I'm also feeling that you can get like sucked into a story or sucked into a book, and the next thing you know, you're on the very last page and you've been reading for 6 hours. But I'm also hearing that that part of your life purpose is to share your story, but to share it with children. It's almost like opening a public library for children, to teach them their stories, to read to them, to give them the old-fashioned way of listening to heritage stories, to ancestral stories. So this is also part of your life purpose. And I'm being pulled back to this whole marriage wedding thing going on over here. It's important that your children know your heritage. It's important that they understand where they came from. It's important to look back on the history and the written word. Yeah, the written word. Wow, it's coming through loud and clear. The written word needs to be shared. So if you have a story of an ancestor, I don't know if they were a pioneer or if they were an engineer or if they just stood up for a cause like you're getting ready to do, those stories need to be shared. And maybe it's time you start writing your own autobiography. I will tell you, when I wrote mine, it was this freedom, and I'm looking forward to the next one getting completed as well. I am going to close this reading. Holy smokes. Romance and life purpose. If you would like a personal reading from me, please visit my website. It is houseofangelcardreadings.com. Go to the readings page, lots of different choices, ranging from $10 to $125. Lots of choices, lots of avenues, lots of things to fit a different budget. My Facebook page is exploding, and I have to thank you for that as well. As soon as we hit the new milestone, I think it's like 30, 40 some odd more fans, which I think it's going to take it to some insane number. We are going to put another sale on the website. So share the page, House of Angel Card Readings, on Facebook. Share it, get your friends to like it, get them to follow it, get them to fan it, get them to do whatever, because it is a fun page and we kind of gather together there for all kinds of different things. I'm having this pull to do a mediumship reading here, like I did last time, a group one, pretty soon, not sure today or tomorrow, on that page, so let people know. Come on over, because we do those for free, and I love connecting with your loved ones so that we can share some truly healing messages. Speaking of which, we are doing an energy healing this Saturday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. And Facebook is all messed up today. It's messed up on notifications, and it's got my time zone different. It's got me in Central Time, and I'm in Mountain Time. But Saturday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, is when we will be going live doing an energy healing. If you would like an energy healing to reduce pain, hopefully, created or caused by an injury or an illness, please shoot me an email. energyhealingwithmonica@gmail.com, and Monica spelled with a K, not a C. We are going to wrap this up, and I'm going to wish you a terrific Tuesday. Thank you, as always, for sharing and commenting here, for subscribing, and for liking this page. I am going to wish you well. Have a beautiful and a terrific day. Namaste.